A lot of people are asking, how does the Lynx and the Sherman L, how can we change the tire without touching the motor bolts? Like, that just, some people just can't even imagine that. Like they think the motor bolts have to always be taken off. This is one of the big reasons I bought both the Lynx and then the Sherman L, which is basically a Lynx with more range, is because I liked the idea of never having to touch the motor bolts, because I don't want to touch those. I want to tighten them and leave them tight, right? So I use red Loctite on the motor bolts and I never touch them again. I don't want those bolts ever coming loose. That's just my personal preference. Let me see where I can set the phone here. Well, I'll just show you. So I took all the screws out. You can watch plenty of videos on people taking all those bolts out, right? Once you take the screws out, like here, unplug the battery, this bolt, these bolts, right? That bolt. Then this just lifts right off. Okay, I know you can't see this, but I'll show you in a second. So I just lifted this off. Okay, it lifts right off. And then so now just wiping the dust off. Now I will unbolt these. These 4 bolts hold the shock in place. So I'll take that off. Let's see if this is the right size. Yeah, it's the right size. I'm using Harbor Freight Icon tools for this part. This tool right here, Harbor Freight Icon. Okay, now that that's off, this design is so good. I just love the way they designed this. Now this just lifts right off. See, I'm lifting this off. And now I take this cover off and I'm able to change the tire. See, the motor bolts are never touched. Now someone was recently saying, oh no, you have to always take the motor bolts off it doesn't matter which electric unicycle it is. But that's not true, because this is the Sherman L and I had the Lynx before this. And the Lynx has a similar design as this. So I'm going to take this out. This is the fender. Let me think about how to take this out here. Oh yeah, this comes out. This, I just forgot this. So right now I'm taking these out. And this is just to release this plastic piece here. Forgot about that. Usually I watch a video on YouTube and go step by step. This is the first time I'm doing this without watching a video, so that's why I forgot to take this out. Take these screws out here. And again, these are not the motor screws. These are this plastic piece, okay? So the motor screws never get touched. I don't have to ever touch those. They're tight from the factory. But if I ever find that they're not tight, I will personally red Loctite them, but that's your personal choice. Some people never use red Loctite. I use it quite often. Okay, I'm going to get a different tool to grab that. Needle nose pliers. Also from Harbor Freight. I like the prices and the quality. That's why I buy Harbor Freight tools. Now this will slide out. I'm going to lift that part up and then slide this up, if I recall correctly. Let's see. There it goes. Okay, that's out now. And then I can take this off. This is the fender. Now the tire is available to be taken off. See how they did it? And the motor bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll check those. Make sure they're tight. The motor bolts were never loosened, right? I'm just checking them to make sure they're tight right now. And they should be really tight from the factory. Yeah, they're real tight. Not moving at all. Now, some electric unicycles say, you know, the motor bolts come loose so often that they consider it part of maintenance. But in my experience, I put 5,000 miles on the Leaperkin Lynx, and I've put so far I have 3,000 miles on the Sherman L, and the motor bolts have never come loose, and I don't think they're going to come loose. There's no reason for them to come loose. Okay. That's all. Just wanted to show you that now I can access the tire from this side. So first I push this down. This is the Shinko 244, which is supposed to be good for off-road and on-road. In my experience, it's great for off-road, and it's better than any other stock off-road tire I've used for street. But I still prefer a street tire, which is the Michelin. I'll be putting the Michelin Pilot Street 2 Total Performance. Now if it's on the front, it goes this way. If it's being put, it's tubeless, as you can see, which is great. I only run tubeless. Many people will only run tubeless. It's like 90% less flat tires when you run tubeless, in my experience. Now if it's on the rear, then it's going to be this way, right? So I'm running this unicycle. I'm going to run this as a rear tire because this is my drive tire. It's the one where the power is coming from. So I'm going to mount this as a rear tire, which means it'll be facing this way when it's mounted. Some people put them on the other way. That's your personal preference, your personal choice.